Shinto ceremony, construction insights, modern brewery, and more. Humble life in a countryside. I've been spotting these little critters around my house and garden that is totally on my unacceptable list. Luckily, most of them are small enough to tolerate, but no way am I touching them. One afternoon, we had a ceremony called Zichinsai. Fun fact, Z means ground, and Chin means calm or undisturbed. This is a traditional Shinto ceremony in Japan held before starting construction on buildings or houses. The main goal is to cleanse the land of any negative spirits or impurities. It's believed that the land has spiritual energies, so this ceremony helps ensure it's pure. The ceremony also asks for protection for the construction workers and prays for the project to go smoothly without any accidents or problems. I was one of the attendees, but it felt a bit awkward to take photos, so I don't have any pictures to share. Part of the ceremony involved a bunch of bamboo leaves used as decoration, and they ended up wrapped around the nearest thing, which in our case was an electric pole. Someone told me they'll stay there until the construction is done. The day after the ceremony, things got busy pretty early. Around 7 in the morning, several heavy vehicles rumbled in, and one of them dropped off a bunch of big bags. It was like a construction parade right outside my window. A friendly person from the crew noticed me watching and came over to explain what was going on. He told me that the ground here isn't strong enough up to about 2 meters deep to support a building, so they needed to reinforce it with cement. They were going to do this in nearly 60 spots across the area. Each of those big bags was filled with cement powder. They dumped the powder into a huge funnel, where it got mixed with water. Once the mixture was ready, it was sent through a tube to a tall, heavy vehicle. From there, it was sprayed out of a spiral-shaped nozzle. The crew worked non-stop, and by the time they wrapped up for the day, it was close to 6 o'clock in the evening. It was fascinating to watch, and I learned a lot about the construction process. Quite a busy and educational day. The next day, 2 workers came back just before 8 a.m. to finish the rest of the area. They started by putting the soil back and then used a machine to level it evenly. Watching his maneuver that handle was really interesting. It looked like the shovel part was an extension of his hand. Clearly, he had honed that skill over many years. By around 4 o'clock on the second day, the work was completed. Huge appreciation to those folks for working so hard in the hot, humid weather. They really did an amazing job. One morning, I decided to check out a new brewery on the edge of our city. Before heading over to the new brewery, I stopped by their shop to check out their selection of sake. The shop had a great variety. Part of their current brewery is about 100 years old, which is pretty cool. But with the high demand and the need to control the temperature better, the brewer decided to build a modern facility that's easier to manage. They opened up the new brewery to the public, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to take a look inside. The place was impressive, with all the latest equipment and technology to brew sake efficiently. It was fascinating to see the mix of traditional sake-making techniques with modern advancements. A gentleman at the brewery explained that the small rooms in the new facility are specifically for making daijinjo, which needs very precise temperature control. As a souvenir, I got a cup of their sake. My mother and I are looking forward to enjoying it with a meal sometime soon.